Today I am going to read Fantastically Great Woman Who Saved the Planet, written and illustrated by Kate Pankhurst. This book is about extraordinary women who managed to save the planet with lots of work. The sky-gazing scientist Edith Farkas. Edith Farkas was a meteorologist, a scientist who studies the weather. She looked up, all the way through the sky to the ozone layer, which is the part of the atmosphere that protects life on Earth from the sun's harmful rays. Edith's work was very important because it helped scientists to see that Earth could be facing an environmental disaster. Start here. New Horizons. Edith was born in Hungary in 1921, but came to New Zealand as a refugee during World War II. Although she'd already trained to be a scientist before she moved, her qualifications weren't recognized in New Zealand and she had to go back to university, but she didn't give up. I used a special instrument called a Dobson spectrophotometer to get precise measurements with a watch. In 1953, Edith was one of the only female meteorologists working in New Zealand. Her job was to track changes to the thickness of the ozone layer. At the time, this was used to predict patterns and changes in the Earth's weather and atmosphere. A frozen field trip. In 1975, Edith traveled to Antarctica to get a different look at the ozone layer. She was the first Hungarian woman and the first female meteorologist from New Zealand to step foot on the continent. Closely observing our planet over time can reveal unexpected and important things. Small changes can threaten wildlife. Their environment is delicate. Storm clouds gather. In the 1980s, the observations Edith had made for almost 30 years helped other scientists to see how much the ozone layer had changed over time. Due to pollution from man-made CFC gases, it was dramatically thinning over Antarctica. This thinning was often referred to as the hole in the ozone layer. Where the ozone layer is thinner, living things on Earth are more likely to be exposed to the sun's damaging UV rays and develop illness. CFC gases were found in aerosol sprays and refrigerators. A brighter outlook. To stop the ozone layer from being more damaged, countries all came together and took drastic action. The use of CFCs was banned. It showed that when countries work together to reduce pollution, incredible things can happen. Today, the ozone over Antarctica is in much better shape. Edith's ozone research showed that watching changes to our planet over time is essential to protecting it for future generations. Watcher, lover, and protector of birds. Florence Augusta Marion Bailey. Florence Augusta Marion Bailey was one of the first people to encourage others to learn about the wonders of wild birds. This was a very new way of thinking in the late 1800s in the USA. At the time, scientists didn't really observe birds in the wild. Florence's new way of thinking came at a time when birds faced a huge threat from ladies' fashion. Shockingly, an estimated 5 million wild birds were killed each year, so all women could wear elaborate feathered decorations and even whole stuffed birds on their hats. In 1885, aged 19, Florence went to study at a ladies' college. She was horrified by the fashion choices of her fellow students. Eep! Women wore our plumes. Squawk! Stuffed hummingbirds were used on jewelry. Beautifully fitted fancy hats. They don't understand the devastation their hats are causing. I must show them. Florence firmly believed that if more people knew how interesting living birds were, far fewer would be needlessly killed. Steps to change the behavior of the common fitted hat-wearing lady. 1. Ruffle feathers. Wearing feathers is cruel to birds. Gasp! I didn't realize. 2. Start a new flock. 1/3 of students join the society. Join the Audubon Society. Learn to love wild birds. 3. Observe the ladies in their new habitat. I organize nature walks with members to see wild birds. Wow, look! Florence spent the rest of her life hiking and camping across the USA researching birds. She published some of the first ever guides to bird watching and appreciating nature that were aimed at ordinary people. Florence's bird watching tips. Avoid light or bright colored clothing. Walk slowly and noiselessly. Stop often listening for birdsong. Florence's books and campaigning played a huge role in changing people's attitudes towards birds. By 1900, laws had been passed to stop the trade in bird feathers. Eventually, the fashion for fitted hats was no longer considered acceptable. The end. If you are new to my channel, the channel's name is Candy Corn. If you like my videos, click like, subscribe and ring the bell. Look out for more videos. See you next time. Bye.